They usually play things like soft jazz. Hi, welcome to soft jazz. Now, if I'm in a foxhole in Vietnam, up to my knees in mud, I'm not really going to want to hear soft jazz to keep you comfortable at night. No, I want to hear something that keeps me going. And so what they did is they brought in Adrian Cronauer from Turkey. He was working in Turkey. He came in to sort of jazz up the place.
I did start each morning, each program by yelling, "Good morning, Vietnam!" And I found out when I went out into the field to do interviews that it was not unknown on a particularly bad day that I would yell, "Good morning, Vietnam!" And some of the troops would turn to their radios and yell the GI equivalent of, "Get stuffed, Cronauer."
So, as happens with the military, the real Adrian Cronauer had to rotate back to his next assignment, and then they brought in someone else to do the radios. Pat Sajak. Pat Sajak followed Adrian Cronauer in Vietnam to do the radio show. For example, the very next day, Dwight David Eisenhower was sworn in as President of the United States. You know how many people watched that? 29 million. So more people watched Lucille Ball's birthing episode than watched the President of the United States being sworn in. Now, remember I said that when they did the show to offset production costs, they lowered their salaries, but they wanted ownership of all the shows. Well, they got it, and then down the road, CBS goes, "Excuse me, we'd like to buy those back from you." So they sold them back to CBS for $1 million. Now, what they did is they bought a movie studio using that money as the down payment. It had 33 sound stages. It was called RKO. Now you remember RKO was the studio that signed her to her first contracts back in the 30s. So she had gone from a bit player in B movies to the ownership of the studio that got her started. Now, you're going to be surprised, at least I was. Desilu Productions came out of that. Here are some of the shows that they produced. Star Trek, The Untouchables, I Got the Bit. Well, then she also produced the Ann Southern Show. I told you to come back around, didn't I? And it's sort of just like, wow, now she's producing the Ann Southern Show. She divorced in 60, married Gary Morton in 61. In 1967, they sold Desilu Studios for $17 million, which is like $136 million now. She became very good friends with Carol Burnett. And Carol Burnett would get flowers from Lucy every day on her birthday, without fail. The flowers would show up. They were on each other's shows from time to time, and so it was a standard thing. It's the birthday, here come the flowers.
She never missed sending me flowers on my birthday, and she was in the hospital that week, and everybody was expecting her to be released. I got up the next morning and I turned on the morning news, and there it was. She died on my birthday.